Darren Grey's passion in learning the technique of the golf swing has led him not only to becoming a very good player in his own right, but, all being well, he is soon to fully qualify as a PGA Professional and therefore able to share his joy of coaching the game with others. Born without a lower left arm, this genial 37-year-old from Darlington in the northeast of England always loves talking technique and loves seeing the faces of those he coaches light up with pleasure when they hit a good shot. Darren himself has had to put in a great many hours of practice to swing the golf club as well as he does, and you sense his customers will see his golfing knowledge as hard won and therefore worth listening to. When Darren helps a client to make progress in their game, he describes their smile of recognition as the wow factor. This can be exciting, but another key tenet of his coaching is about getting the client to accept and embrace that you don't improve overnight. The path ahead is long, but can be hugely satisfying for both the client and the coach. However, it is always wonderful to see the wow factor whenever it happens. Darren gives a recent example.
Oh yeah, I find it. I do find it rewarding. One of the guys I've just started going with there the other day, like he's just said to me, "Oh, can I have a lesson?" I was like, "Yeah," and he said, "Oh, I've always sliced my driver." Next day, 20 minutes, he was over the moon. We were back at the club. You know, it is nice, and you see bits like that. It doesn't always happen with everyone because everyone is different in the way they learn. And I do think we're doing coaching, adapting to different environments and different people of how to coach them. Whether it's visual, whether it's the way you talk to someone, whether it's showing them, it's very different. Whether you're trying to make them mimic movements to try and get that feel, it's all dependent.
Appointed this summer as a teaching coach and PGA Professional at Alnwick Castle Golf Club in Northumberland, Darren believes he has joined a highly progressive golf club project. It is his first full coaching role, and Darren feels that both the club team, the members, and his coaching ideas can create a great advertisement for golf to be enjoyed by more people in the nearby community, creating a warm welcome for new players of all abilities. It looks like it will be an exciting time for the local area. Darren grew up here in the northeast. As a sportsman so far in his life, Darren has twice proved himself. First at school as a swimmer, he reached the National Swimming Championships and, through tough practice sessions, sometimes 3 times a day, believes he was close to breaking into the GB team for the 2000 Paralympics in Sydney. Among his golfing victories, he is also a twice champion in the one-armed World Golf Championship, a notable feat in a highly competitive society of golfers numbering around 180 members. But it is as a PGA coach that he now wants to excel and build his reputation. Backed by his family of partner Sarah and children Amy, aged 16, Alex, 8, and little Leo, aged 3. For Darren knows as well as anyone the significant health benefits of golf and the peace it can bring you. He admits to having had a tough time sometimes in school and after leaving school. Missing a lower left arm did not make it easy. Today he feels he should have spent more time in his school books and perhaps less in the swimming pool. And he would actually escape both by sneaking off to enjoy some quiet golf. As he grew up and started a family, he got his head down with hard graft, and while the smell of chlorine in the pool is a distant memory, he now loves the scent of newly cut grass and the trees at Alnwick Castle. It's now therefore a privilege, he says, to pass on the benefits of playing golf to as many people as he can. Thanks to his father Philip's encouragement as a 9-year-old, he enjoyed whacking shots with a cut-down club in a nearby field next to their home. He joined Darlington Golf Club at 14, and 3 months later he struck his first hole-in-one on the 154-yard 9th hole, which he hit forehand with a right-handed club. At that early age, he had to choose between the control of backhand, the way he first started with a left-handed club, or the more forceful forehand movement with a right-handed club. Forehand would win the day. While his eyes were now being opened to the golf swing and the technique for the first time, shaping his thoughts on what he could do through the game.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing when I was hitting it backhand, like I say, I always used to see a cut, or it wasn't a cut, it then became a massive slice. And I think I just preferred seeing more of the draw type shot that I used to get from forehand at first starting. I realise now as I've got a bit older and obviously a bit more wise with some of the things that happens with your swing and your path and everything else like that, and where your face is, like kind of how that's happening now. So I've also looked at different techniques within different swings and different ways of mechanics, just to try and work it a little bit differently. I've now based my swing between a lot of the stuff I've actually learnt in the PGA and some of the things I've learnt through looking at books on stack and tilt.
Using the forehand shot motion, Darren talks of the need to hold the low point or maintain his body shape through impact to keep control of the club head position for longer and avoid whipping his wrists across the golf ball.
Yeah, I mean, I have to hold my low point. I can always tell the difference when I'm at the right position, because my core muscles on the left side, I can always feel them as I'm going through my impact.
Darren loved playing and practicing, and he recalls his handicap falling in stages before tumbling in a couple of seasons down to 12 at the age of 20 or 21. And playing in competitions started to give a new edge to his game.
I still remember being a youngster now and going to one of the local golf clubs and absolutely nutting my drive off the first, and then the guy just come over, shake my hand, oh, amazing that, and like, you know, it's, you still get that wow factor sometimes.
The Society of One-Arm Golfers was established in 1932. Darren was welcomed into their competitions and in associated tournaments. He won its One-Arm World Championship in 2010 and also this year in 2022 at Tynemouth Golf Club, where his performance included rounds of 72 and 73. In 2008, out at the Cardinal Golf Club in Kentucky, Darren was selected to play for Europe against the USA in the biennial Fight Master Cup, which is played in the same format as the Ryder Cup. He has now played 4 times in this event with a record of having played 20, won 17, halved 1, lost 2. In Kentucky, the encouragement gave him confidence.
One of the guys said to me, you know, you can really do something with this. He said, you are a really good golfer. Kind of that gave me a little bit of a boost, and then the next year I won the World Championships. I found like my peak, I'd probably say 9 years ago, where like I was saying, I did have them 71s, 74s, 68. I had a couple of them turning up on rounds. Wasn't always, but like I say, you get, I think there's probably like 3 or 4 times within the year. I'd say I'd probably play to where I think my actual self-belief of where my handicap is. So let's say I've done it at Seton Carew where I've been under par, which is a lot of golf club near where we are, but it's links, so a lot of run. I hit the ball a lot higher now because of changing my swing. At the time I used to run a lot of low draw shots, so around the windy course it suited really well. I always remember shooting 2 under par there, and I always remember being 5 under after 6.
Winning championships and matches was exciting, and apart from his father's support, he thanks a friend of the family, Lee Dixon, who was of particular help both in his constant encouragement and assisting him with travelling expenses, which meant that Darren could travel to both the US and South Africa to represent both England and Europe. CDMD Roofing in Darlington and the Fire Centre in Middlesbrough are current sponsors, and which are much appreciated by Darren. Today, he says golf helped him turn a corner in his life and gave him a better direction. In his early 30s, he started to take practical steps. Darren enjoyed doing some seasonal work in a couple of golf pro shops in the area, and 3 years ago, with the encouragement of his family, he took the plunge and applied to start the PGA training program. As a first-year trainee, he worked under Craig Donaldson at the Donaldson Academy and worked for golf retailer American Golf, where he felt the buzz of giving fellow golfers advice on technique as he helped fit them for their golf clubs. Though his coursework was inevitably affected by COVID, he is particularly grateful to the program leader Simon Hubbard and student mentor and PGA Professional Julie Otto for helping him, and he hopes to graduate early next year. As Darren will always tell you, golf is about timing, and he was fortunate a while ago to meet Andrew Hill at a public golf show in Middlesbrough. When Andrew later became the general manager of Alnwick Castle Golf Club, he didn't forget Darren, and he was invited to apply for a coaching job and as trainee professional working in the pro shop, where he now works with PGA Professional Ben Smith, creating a very popular duo with the club members. Darren clearly fits into the club's vision, as the venue is looking to grow and expand its reach into the local community. The club sits on land owned by the 12th Duke of Northumberland, Lord Ralph Percy, whose family line dates back to the Tudor times of Henry VIII and Queen Elizabeth I. The picturesque 6,221-yard golf course is a challenging test with some stunning views. The club has recently seen the building of a new clubhouse for members, lodges for visitor accommodation are to be built, while a state-of-the-art driving range and new professional shop is part of a planned development. The club's management is also eager to create a highly inclusive coaching program. Attracting new members of all playing abilities is the key. Meanwhile, the Castle Club has recently been working with UK golf charity for young people, the Golf Foundation, to create a formal partnership as a junior-friendly HSBC golf route centre. These centres work to encourage youngsters from all backgrounds to have a go at golf, often starting in local schools with a pathway to clubs. Darren is looking forward to taking golf into a number of local schools in his area over the winter months. Meanwhile, he said he remains hugely grateful to Andrew Hill and the team at Alnwick Castle for backing him in his role. Darren has recently been coaching a couple of local players who have a disability, including 2 one-armed players.
There's a guy I teach now, and he's exactly the same as me. He's got one hand. And to be honest, it's been good having the past experiences I've had, because when I speak to him, very similar in a way, but like I say, he's lost his arm, but he's now grown a bit more confidence. I've managed to get him coming to play a competition next month, and he was saying before, like, he'll shy away from it, he won't do it and things like that. And I said, like, it's so rewarding, because like I say, I know when he goes there, he's like, well, this is a different world. Seeing everyone kind of the same as me, everyone's doing something a bit different, trying to get the same sort of thing. So yeah, and like I say, that's the best thing of it.
When his work diary allowed, Darren entered 2 Edgar tournaments, European Disabled Golf Association, this summer. The Ping Open for golfers with a disability at Thonnock Park Golf Club in Gainsborough, and the Edgar Rockcliffe Open near to where he lives. He hopes to play a little more next year, including a possible event or 2 abroad.
There's people out there don't come to these events, and you're like, you really should, because like you're missing something. Like, it is special, some of it. I mean, there's other guys I watch people without legs, without arms, and they'll come up and smack a ball and think, yeah, that's impressive.
Growing up, his father's advice became a family maxim: focus on what you can do rather than worry what you can't do. As a soon-to-qualify PGA coach, it's advice that he would pass on in a heartbeat, whilst wasting no time extolling the virtue of golf as a sport. Golf has helped Darren's confidence, lifted his spirits on many occasions when times have been tough. The whole social side can be fantastic for people. That's his view, as can be the peace and the natural surroundings of the golf course. And, despite his love of talking technique today, he still enjoys that feeling he recalls as a 9-year-old just whacking the ball one-handed and watching it fly. When his face lights up, that's the wow factor of golf.